What's going on, everybody? Master Sue here, back with another video. Today I'll be talking about how to fix Facebook. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I've noticed how Facebook has been changing a lot since the last few years. And I want to provide a solution maybe for people who feel similar to how I feel. Of course, this video is opinion, so if there's anything that you agree with or you disagree with, if you have any more ways of how you can fix Facebook, you can let me know. The reason why I want to talk about fixing Facebook is because when Facebook first started, it was a place for people to see what other friends are doing. Whether or not they're making posts, they're talking about how they're feeling, they're posting videos, they're posting pictures, photos, notes, everything like that. That was what Facebook was in the beginning. And honestly, YouTube is similar. But nowadays, because of how both Facebook and YouTube has become so commercialized, and there's so much money that can be made in digital media and just the digital realm in general, Facebook has just become super commercialized with all of these different kinds of ads, pages, posts, products, like brands just everywhere. Like for example, even right now when I'm scrolling through this, there's probably right, like I see 1 out of maybe 7 or 8 that's actually a photo of a friend of mine or someone who's actually personal, like someone who's actually real, not just posts made from corporations or like brands or whatever. And that's, I think, to me, that's one of the biggest problems that's happening right now with Facebook. And that's why I made this video, because I want to talk about how it is possible to sort of lessen the impact of what's happening right now and lessen the effect of what Facebook is doing. So the first thing that you can do, obviously, for the ads is get AdBlock Pro for Facebook. It's sort of like AdBlock Plus or AdBlock Plus normally, where it just blocks ads for everything, but they have one for Facebook as well. And by blocking that, you're basically preventing a lot of ads appearing, which is good. But another problem is that most people use Facebook on their phone now, so it becomes even more difficult to try to block a lot of ads and trying to not have to see them all the time. And so that goes to the next step. The next thing that you can do is try to go through some of the things that bother you. For example, if you're sick of seeing Justin Trudeau, you can see hide the post, and then it'll also prompt you to see less about Justin Trudeau or less from this person who liked it in the first place. So that's another way that YouTube allows you to try to change the content that's there, and so that you won't have to deal with all these ads all the time. But the third way, and honestly this way is probably less known because not a lot of people realize this, is that you need to interact less with ads in general. And the reason why I say this is because YouTube nowadays, I mean Facebook nowadays, tracks everything, especially on your phone. They know whatever is happening. They know how long you spend watching a video. They know how long you spend interacting with a lot of the posts out there. For example, Loot Crate. Like, it knows that you stop to read it, and it knows that you stop to check out who liked it. Maybe you should stop to see what the comments were because you're interested to see what people were saying about Loot Crate and so forth. So things like that, Facebook knows. And especially on mobile, it becomes even more apparent because everything becomes curated, because Facebook assumes that if you are interacting with this, then that means you probably want to see more of it. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Well, I am saying that's a bad thing personally, because in a sense, we are losing the freedom of choice. Facebook used to be a place where you can follow the people you want, and then you will be able to see the posts that they do. But now, because of how commercialized Facebook has become, like I'm scrolling through here right now, and I see a real photo, maybe 1 every 5 posts. The rest of this is all commercialized. Everything that is appearing here is here for a reason. It's here because there's money to be made. And to me, I don't think that's a good thing. So how can we try to combat this, or how can we make it so that we see more of the content that we want instead of seeing random corporations and companies out there who are putting a lot of money to try to promote themselves and boost their pages on Facebook? And the answer to that is just don't interact with them anymore. Like if you see an ad, if you see a lot of things, like this is one of the examples. Like sometimes these pages, they make money because of people liking them and people seeing them, and they would try to boost their pages by having people who already like them within their circle of friends and promoting them, even though I did not want to see this at all. Like most of the things are things that you are not expected to see. Now some people might argue that it's providing you with an easier way to sort of see, so you don't have to go find it yourself. But in the end, it's still consumerism. Essentially, it is still pushing content to you. Like maybe I do like Soylent Green or Soylent, not the drink made out of people. But maybe I do like Soylent, maybe I don't. But the fact that they promote it here, it's making it higher of a chance that I'll end up buying it, or I'll end up looking into it to see what it is. Like it's something that I might not have needed before, but because of how Facebook promotes everything now, it becomes like I do need it. And that becomes to be a big problem. Another example that I have personally is that I have a friend who always likes a lot of posts that's related to basketball, and I think that's fine. But then I don't watch basketball at all. I like seeing some of the things that goes on, like the drama, or like I don't know, something like the finals is also exciting, but I've never watched one game, I think, for the last year. But it still appears here because of how Facebook is. Now, is that good or a bad thing? Like, it's hard to say. So that's why if you interact with all these things less, then essentially you will eventually be able to get less and less of those things. Like, and that's pretty much sort of the solution of my attempt to try to fix Facebook, or not fix it, but just make it more personal, make it more the way it used to be. Because to me, this consumerism just makes me sick. Like, whether it's good or bad, the fact that it's not providing me the choice, like, I'm just forced to see all these things, basically, because I use Facebook. And I know, like, okay, if they provide it, you can't complain about it. But for me, I feel like I like Facebook the way it used to be, when it showed more about what people I'm following, instead of just seeing so many posts that are all from corporations, companies, and other pages that are trying to promote themselves on the internet, just because there's a lot of money that can be made in digital marketing. So that's it for my video. The main thing is just first start off by hiding the ads. You can also like do other things such as unfollowing things as well. And the most important thing is just not interacting. Don't like it, don't look at the comments, just don't do those things, because the more you do it, Facebook knows. And Facebook will be promoting those kinds of posts more and more. For me, it's not good, because I actually look at posts sometimes to see how the comments are in terms of how bad it is. And sometimes I want to see how people complain about it. But because I do that, it shows up again in the future, because Facebook thinks that I like it. So that's that. That's it for my solution. The next part here is just sort of a general comment in terms of how Facebook is nowadays, and what it's just a rambling, pretty much. Like, Facebook essentially now is just, because it's tracking everything, there's just no choice anymore. I talked about it earlier, and I think that's really sickening. Like, I miss the days when Facebook used to be more and more personal. Like, nowadays, there is no choice anymore. Like, we are just forced to see these. And I know it sounds like I'm complaining a lot, but that's the truth. Like, a lot of things, tags, people, like pages like these, they make me sick. Like, I understand, like, people think it's really fun, tag their friends and like, oh, it's really funny. But like, to me, it seems like I don't get to see like things like this anymore. So many things just end up being ads. Like, how sickening is that? Like, I'm not sure that's a good thing to see that. And I know Facebook needs to do that because its capacity is continuing to grow more and more. But it's like things that I not expected to see, I end up having to see them, and I end up interacting with them for no reason. So that just makes me think a lot about how Facebook has changed so much from the way it was to the way it used to be, to all these corporations that are dominating Facebook now, and all the things that Facebook is now trying to do to track more and more, to see more and more about what people are hovering or are staying on longer and what people are staying on less, and trying to make it even more easy for companies to place ads and to make money off of Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think. I make a lot of random content, so if you want to check that out, you can also subscribe to see my future videos about tech, gaming, Smash, anything like that. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.